on this noontime, Keith. This time tomorrow, though, it sounds like a good number of folks will have some fresh snow.
Yeah, just enough to kind of freshen things up. It's not going to be a huge problem, but we'll talk about the timeline here in a second, which is always crucial when you're talking about snow. Current temperatures 30 to 35. Nice looking day out there. As Brian noted before, though, it is a little bit windy still, especially along the coastline with some gusts up to 30 miles an hour. It doesn't quite hit you the same way that it did yesterday because it's not as cold, but noticeably breezy still. Bright, a lot of sunshine. That Katahdin picture was beautiful, and that's kind of the look across the entire state right now. A bluebird day is what you would consider it. Just starting to see a little bit of cloud cover here into parts of the Northeast Kingdom, or Champlain Valley, I should say, of Vermont. All right, here's our next system. Look, this thing is basically a clipper. It is going to get a little bit enhanced when it moves through tonight, early tomorrow morning along the coastline, which we'll talk more about in a second. But at its core, this is a continental storm without a ton of moisture to work with. So that's where we kind of put the bounds on the intensity of this system. The rest of today looks good. Later this afternoon from southwest to northeast, we'll see some clouds moving in right before sunset in a lot of spots. And then it's cloudy overnight, and here comes the snow. Looks like between 9 and 11 over western Maine is when the snow should break out. And I think it's pretty efficient stuff, meaning once it starts snowing, it should accumulate pretty much everywhere with surface temperatures in the mid and upper 20s. And so there's really nothing holding it back from coating roadways right away, except for if they're treated, of course. And that continues into early tomorrow morning. As far as the morning commute goes, I actually think southern Maine, there will be snow around. I think it'll be pretty light stuff, though. It'll be the mid-coast and down east that'll still see snow 6, 7 in the morning when most people are starting to drive. So I think that will be the spot that we have to watch for some issues there. It's also an area where there's some local enhancement of the snow. You'll notice this kind of reaching back here. It's a bit of what we consider an inverted trough, so it enhances the snowfall into the mid-coast just a bit there on Friday morning. But by 10:30, we should be done with this thing pretty much everywhere and actually end up with some sun later that afternoon. And then we cruise into the weekend. We've got some snow showers on Saturday, but nothing crazy, and temperatures right around freezing for a high. So one change we made here that Todd made this morning is he just put a 3 to 5 zone possible, and that has to do with the fact that we are going to see that a little inverted trough. Now, history tells me these things are very hard to pinpoint where they're going to set up. So that's our best guess as to where we could see some local enhancement of that snow. The trough could set up to the south, and that wouldn't shock me either, but I think it's worth noting there is a possibility for a little bit over 3 inches in that spot where that trough hits. The rest of us looking at just kind of a widespread 1 to 3 inches of snow. A storm actually misses us on Saturday by not a huge margin. That'll give us some snow showers, colder on Sunday. Then we're just kind of hanging out through next week, nothing major. I was looking at late next week. I felt pretty good about that as a potential storm system for us. Latest models, though, not giving us the type of storm we would like, giving us rain instead. Still good a while. There's something out there, details of which we will nail down as we get closer. What we don't have here is a lot of frigid weather as we round out into the later part of February. It's not that cold. In fact, looking to next Wednesday or so, we probably are in the mid-40s in a lot of spots during that time period. So the 1 to 3 inches of snow we get, it doesn't signal, Brian, this huge pattern change in which all of a sudden, hey, we're in the teeth of winter. We keep waiting for this to happen, but we're at least going to be waiting till the end of February, if not later. I know, and now discouraging with the new details for next Friday. Yeah, I mean, certainly that's not a lock, but I liked the look of it better a day or two ago, and it's on par with this winter, right? To watch it kind of slip away a little bit. That adds up. Yeah. All right, Keith, thank you.